Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. This is vlog 2 for August, which is trying to read 31 books in 31 days. I have read 5 so far. It is the 5th of August today. I am currently reading Carrie by Stephen King, and this is his first book. Very excited to finally be getting into like the oldest book that he has written because I've read some of his newer stuff, so it's kind of interesting to see how he's evolved as a writer. This is definitely more vulgar and kind of gross than his newer stuff. He does kind of put aspects of like ick into his books. I can't think of how else to describe it, but this one kind of goes a little over the edge. I've never seen Carrie the movie, so this is very fascinating to me to be able to like read the book as it was intended the story to be told. So for those of you that don't know, Carrie is about a 16-year-old girl who has telekinesis powers, and she's like not popular at school. She's picked on a lot, and she is raised by this like super religious mother who has like sheltered her so badly. Like I don't even want to go into the details because I think that's the biggest surprise for me in this book is just like how much she was sheltered as a child and the things that she doesn't know that she should know, and how it's helped develop her, whether it be good or bad, and just like the community talking about it. And it's written in a way that like they did a case study, I think, on her. Her name is Carrie White. They did a case study on her, and you're kind of like reading snippets of like reports from psychologists and stuff throughout the story as Stephen's telling the story. Very quick read so far. I'm already like 90 pages in, and I really just started it this morning. And the writing is huge. It's not a very long book to begin with. Like, again, I did stack the odds in my favor for trying to read 31 and 31, but I've been wanting to read this for quite some time, like for years. So I'm happy to finally be getting this story. And then maybe I'll watch one of the movies. We'll see. There's so many of them. I don't even know if any of them are good, but I may watch one of them. I think this culminates with like something to do with prom night and pig's blood, obviously. But that's all I know about Carrie. That's all I've ever known about it. I didn't know her backstory. I didn't know her home story. And it's like I'm getting so much more reading the book now than I was ever aware of. So this is book 1. I'm also reading Bad Influence by Rosie Nixon, which is a e-arc I have that's coming out soon. And this is following Amber. Yeah. This is following our main character, Amber, who is a stylist. And she's starting a new job for this social media influencer named Mandy. And it's called Bad Influence. So based on how the story is so far, I'm actually like 40% through this book already because I did start this yesterday. I just didn't start this vlog until today. So I did start this one yesterday. And the way you're reading it is like her starting this job and like all the little intricacies that you're finding out about Mandy and what she wants and how she's interviewing. And it's just, I'm not loving the book. I don't hate it. Like I'm not really sure where it's gonna go. Like I thought it was a romance and I'm getting a little bit of romance vibes, but now I'm not so sure that it's a romance because there's really not much of it. So we're basically following Amber and her trying to figure out what her role is in Mandy's household as a stylist, personal stylist for her. And I think it's called Bad Influence, and like some of the vibes we're getting from this Mandy chick, I'm having a feeling that the book's going to be about like how she's not a good person and she's not a good influencer, and I have a feeling like our main character might get screwed over. I don't know. That's just the vibe I'm getting. I do not know if this is going to be a romance. I was expecting it to be, but so far 40% in, not much of one. So there's a vibe that there could be one. Like there's a character that I've got my eyeballs on that could potentially be a love interest, but I don't know. It's strange. I'm not really sure where this book's going, and that's kind of just, I think, why I'm not loving it is because the concept is not clear to me. Granted, this is an arc, and this is a very rough draft arc. This is probably the roughest one I've ever read. Like, there's not even chapter breaks, really. It's just, like, paragraph, chapter 10, paragraph. Like, it's definitely a rough draft of it. So that I'm trying to keep that in mind as I'm reading through it and just understanding the vibe of the story, not necessarily the details. So also reading that one right now. I do not know what I'm going to go into next, but I'm going to try to finish up Carrie tonight. I don't know that I will, but I'm really going to try to, and we'll see what I pick next. I don't know what I want, but yeah, I'm vibing with the month so far. This is a great month so far, and I could see myself possibly getting to this goal. I don't want to jinx myself. It's early, but I really do think it's possible that I may using the books that I selected, the shorter books that I selected, may be able to get through 31 of them by the end of the month. So fingers crossed, and I'll see y'all in the next clip. Okay, so I finished up book 6, which is Carrie, and this is the day 6 of the month too, so I'm still on track. I liked this, but I can definitely see the changes in his writing style from his first book to his more recent ones. We're following Carrie White in this, and she has telekinesis, and the biggest parts I think of this are just like how her upbringing has influenced herself now, and how she handles bullying and how she handles all of the stuff that she's being dealt with at school, and how her mother really never dealt with the fact that she had this like power. She just tried to ignore it and make Carrie feel like she was the problem. And then it all just comes to a head at prom. That is basically the premise of the book. It's a very short book, especially for him. A lot of his books I've read have been quite long, to the point where it does take a while to get into them too. That was the one thing I noticed the most, I think, was that typically his new books take me about a third of the book to get through. But before I can really like say that the story picks up, this just kind of hit the ground running. So I did like that about it. It made it a lot easier to get through than some of his other ones, which take me longer. So it was an excellent choice for this month because it was one that I just wanted to know what happened next. So 3.75, still enjoyed it, but just not my favorite by him. I don't know where it lands on my ranking. I haven't done a ranking in probably a year, so we'll see. Next, I'm going to go into Summer in the City by Alex Astor, because the romance that I'm reading on my Kindle right now, I'm about 75% of the way through that. I do plan on finishing that tomorrow. It's not really super romancy, so I wanted like a fun, light, fluffy romance, perfect for the summer because it's summertime, Summer in the City. I love her Light Lark series, so I'm very excited to get into this and see how I like her just general romance. So when I'm done with one of the next books, I will update and let you guys know what's coming next. Okay, everyone, so quick update because I'm still reading Summer in the City, so I'm not done with that yet, but I did finish up Bad Influence by Rosie Nixon this morning, and I ended up giving this 3 stars just because it wasn't what I was expecting. It really didn't feel like a romance novel, which is how I believe it was marketed to me, so I was a little frustrated with that. But we really are just following our main character, Amber, and her experience working for this influencer and trying to make sure they're putting out the right image, and her also figuring out her love life, but that was, I feel, more like a subplot to the actual her figuring out her career side of things. So I still thought it was okay. It just, I think, was marketed wrong to me, so I went into it thinking it was something it wasn't, which was a little disappointing, but that's okay. We'll be fine. So still enjoyed it, still would recommend it if that's something. It was more of like a women's fiction, like her finding herself and figuring herself out and helping another woman put the right image out there. So if that was how it was marketed to me, I think I would have enjoyed it a lot better because that's what I would have expected. But yeah, that one's done. So I'm going to continue reading Summer in the City. We'll probably finish that tonight because I'm flying through it. It is so good. I am loving it so much. The romance is adorable. The guy is perfect. But in the way that like men aren't really like that in real life. He's also a billionaire and that helps. But yeah, really enjoying it. And I think the next book I'm going to read is The Summer We Ran by Aubrey Ingram, I think. I don't have it. It's in the other room. I think that's the next one I'm going to read, but I'll update you all with that probably tomorrow. I probably won't do another update tonight, so talk to you then. Okay, so I finished Summer in the City last night. Loved this book, 4.25 stars. Highly recommend if you want a good like romance where you can literally just suspend reality and pretend that men are these magical beings that do wonderful things for women. And yeah, but anyway, I really did love this. I think it was a very like unrealistic romance for sure. Like the way he treated her and stuff, like that is what people wish for, but obviously this is why you read romance books. So that is why I think I enjoyed it, because like this is why I read romance books, and it was just a fun time, such a quick read, such like, I don't know. And you could definitely see like aspects of herself in the main character as well. So I really liked that too, because I just like from following her, you can see that she kind of put parts of her own self into her main character, and I liked that. So highly recommend if you want like a good, fun, fluffy romance. Really don't think it needs to be read in the summer either. Like it may fit better in the summer, but I think you could read it like pretty much any time of year. And now I've started The Summer We Ran by Audrey Ingram, and this is considered a romance novel, I believe, but it is about 2 people who were involved when they were younger, and they are now running against each other for governor of Virginia in opposing parties. So their past comes back to haunt them and things that happened back then. And we don't really know, like, we're getting little snippets of things, and I think we'll obviously eventually find out what happened to, like, tear them apart. But something bad happened to tear them apart, and that's going to come back to haunt them in this election cycle. And yeah, one of them's gonna win, one of them's not. And there's definitely, like, going to be an interesting dynamic if it's a romance, because they are both married. But I'm interested to see where it goes. It's reading, like, fiction with romance, so, like, just like a general fiction with romance, and I'm wondering if that's going to be how it just plays out, but we shall see. So that is where I am right now. I am about halfway through this already, so I am hoping to get through this rest of this tonight, because it is a very quick read. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. Like I said, it's 2 time frame, so you're getting, like, back in 1996, and then I think it was like 2020 or something. I can't remember what year. 2021 that it's actually taking place. So I'll update when I'm done with this, and we'll move on to the final book for this vlog. Hey everyone, so I finished up The Summer We Ran last night, and I gave this 3.5 stars. I did enjoy it. It was definitely more fiction-y than I would say a romance, but there was definitely romance. It was a big undertone of the whole story. But it dealt with a lot of deeper topics that I don't really want to say, because I think that is part of, like, what you're supposed to discover as you're reading the book, like what happened between them in the past. There are political undertones because they are obviously running for governor and they are opposing party, so there is that there. But I did really enjoy this. Wasn't exactly what I was expecting, but still quick read, interesting read. Yeah, so 3.5 stars. And now I've moved on to the last book in the vlog, which is The Missing Half by Ashley Flowers. I am 60 pages in right now, and basically we're following 2 girls who had sisters that went missing kind of around the same time, like 5-6 years ago, and they think that the disappearances are related, but they were from, like, different towns but close to each other in Indiana. And the one girl finds this other girl, and now they're just trying to, like, basically do some investigation on their own years later, because the one girl thinks that she found something that could, like, blow the case open. That's the general gist of the book, which I was expecting, because it is Ashley Flowers. She is the owner and creator and host of Crime Junkies podcast. So it feels like a Crime Junkie episode, but you're getting it more from the point of view of the people actually involved and not, like, an outside narrator. So I will follow up again when I'm done, and we'll close out this vlog. So I just finished up The Missing Half by Ashley Flowers, and I'm going to be giving this 3.5 stars as well. I thought the pacing was really good in this. The little twist at the end, like, I didn't see coming. I had so many other suspects in my head. I do think it was a little out there. Like, I think that the conclusion happened a little quickly for, like, what actually happened and the explanation and everything building up to that. But it was a very interesting, twisty ending, I will say that. So 3.5 stars on this. I'm not going to say much more than I already did, because it really just is about those 2 girls trying to figure out what happened to their sisters and all of the secrets and facts that are coming out years later. So we'll be picking up any other book she puts out, because I really did enjoy All Good People Here by her as well, which was her first book. Then before that, just to recap, I also gave The Summer We Ran 3.5 stars. Bad Influence by Rosie Nixon was my Kindle read. I gave that 3 stars. Summer in the City by Alex Astor, 4.25 stars. And Carrie by Stephen King, 3.75. So I think it was a pretty successful vlog. Again, I'm still getting through things in the time frame that I want. I am going out this evening with my sister, so I am still trying to be social because it is still summer. While I'm trying to do this challenge, so that's why I have picked shorter books, and I am trying to prioritize reading when I have the time. But it is the 9th, and that was my 10th book for the month. So we're on track. Yeah, if you have read any of these books, please let me know. Let me know your thoughts on them. And I thank you all so much for watching if you've made it this far, and I'll see you all in the next one.